We've got a handful of things to cover today, not the least of which is the drawing for the Twisted Sharpie. Check it out. First up, this may appear to be a tool container, and if you thought that, you'd be partially right. I made a trade this week for a Scribe that's been made by a fellow YouTube creator, Randy Richards, in the shop. And Randy does a phenomenal job with detail and machining. This is far beyond my abilities, but it's got an engraved Randy Richards in the shop, RR in the shop, and then he also put a serial number 16184 and a USA on there. And I think this is a carbide tip. I could be wrong, it might just be tool steel. But this is so well made. It's got weight to it. It's polished very nicely. The tip is ground to just a razor point there. And the threads are machined just magnificently. I was actually able to trade Randy for a couple Twisted Sharpies. So Randy, those will be in the mail. I just got my shipment of blanks from Tom, so I'll be doing the etching and the finishing later this weekend, so I'll get that out at the first of next week. And anybody else who's waiting on orders, I will be able to fill all the current orders early next week. I'll be packaging them up today and getting them out the door on Tuesday morning. So thanks for everybody for your patience. The success of the Twisted Sharpie has been a little bit of a surprise and we've had some trouble keeping up with demand. So I think we're caught up now. A couple of weeks ago, I bought this beauty from a fellow YouTube creator, Izzy Swan. It's a digital wood carver. It has a cutting surface of 24 inches by 40 inches, and I think it's got a height somewhere around 4 or 5 inches that it can cut. I bought it to push my knowledge of the CNC world ahead further than it is, and I built my CNC, which is going to get torn apart. It was a little bit underpowered for what I needed. I needed bigger motors, which requires a bigger brain, which requires a bunch of things, and it requires a large investment for a piece of machinery that was good, working good, but the investment in something like this was about equal. And it got me further ahead in the game. I'm going to take my old CNC and turn it into a plasma table, and I'll be able to actually use the brain that's inside of this to run the plasma table as well. I'm using the new Digital Wood Carver to make things like this that wouldn't fit on the CNC that I built. I was limited to 16 by 20, and this particular piece is a neck straightening jig for guitar repair people, guitar owners. And it's like 27, 28 inches long, and it just wouldn't fit on the old CNC. I'm also making this tool, which I'm gonna have a video out on, just showing the CNC process and that sort of thing on this channel. And it's a setup tool for Floyd Rose tremolos, which takes like half an hour to 45 minutes if you're doing it by hand. With this tool, it takes like 5 minutes. It's pretty cool. But I'm gonna have a video on this channel showing the CNC process of building these. I'll have a video on Skyscraper guitars showing how it's used and why it's valuable to people who set up guitars with Floyd Rose tremolos. I want to thank Izzy, number one, for letting me know this machine was for sale, but number two, it is a huge pain in the rear to crate something up to ship across the country, and Izzy took time out of what I would call an extremely busy schedule to crate this thing up, make sure that it arrived here all in one piece, and then once it did arrive, make sure that it all worked perfectly, and it does, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you also to Laney Shaughnessy, who is one of the sales guys, one of the gurus that works for the Digital Wood Carver company, and he actually spent time on the phone with me working through a couple software issues that I have. I'm running Windows XP on this whole box down here, so I'm not exactly on the latest technology, but we're making it work. And it works awesome. I'm using Fusion 360 with it. I'm using VCarve Pro. I'm using CNC USB, AutoCAD, SketchUp. Every program that I can possibly put my hands on, I've put to work making things on the CNC. It's been a flurry of activity here in the garage lately. In fact, this week's First Thursday video is going to be about the CNC machine. Now, without further delay, let's get to the drawing. I've got all 525 names in this little tube here. We've got a hole cut in the bottom and a little air. The last man standing is the one who wins the pen. Here we go. We're down to our last few. I just kind of want to read the names so you know you're in there. Richard McQueen, Mick, Thomas Moore, Ryan McGregor, Kevin Lee. Let's blow them out. 3 more in there. One's on my fingers. I don't know who that is. Oop, there went another one. That was Richard McQueen. Thomas Moore. Is that the last one in there? Nope, there's 2 in there. There they are. We got Ryan McGregor and Mick. Who is the winner? Hang on. It's kind of stuck to the side here, guys. There it is, Mick. Mick, I will email you and get your mailing address and get your Twisted Sharpie in the mail. AP2 is a serial number that stands for artist proof. So this is the second in the artist proof. I have number 1. But I've just been amazed. I want to say a huge thank you to Jimmy DiResta for helping me with the project. It was just kind of one of those things. I was in New York and contacted Jimmy. We had spoken before. We met here in Kansas City. And just asked him if he could help me with the project because I wanted to complete something for a video. And people asked me to make the pens and sell them, and I have. And I've sold over 50 of the pens here in the last month, which was a complete surprise to me. I was not planning on doing anything like that. I was just gonna make a couple pens and give one away, and I thought that would be just a really cool thing. So thank you to everyone out there who has ordered pens, and anyone who entered the contest. I'm gonna send a discount coupon code if you want to buy one. I know, some people aren't going to want to. They just want to be in the contest for the Jimmy DiResta piece. Totally understand. But if you're interested in buying one, I'm going to send you a coupon code. You can use that to get a little bit of a discount on them. That's it for this weekend. I hope everybody gets a ton of stuff done in their shop. I hope anybody who's here in the United States enjoys their 4th of July. The Canadians, I hope you enjoy your Canada Day. The French Bastille Day is coming right up. It's right around the corner. I hope everybody enjoys their time off from work. Don't let your meat loaf.
If this is your first time on Greg's Garage, I'd invite you to hit the subscribe button so future videos will show up in your YouTube feed.